Hello everyone, I'm Sage. Welcome to my garden. I want to show you today two ancient gardening techniques that I use in my space. So let's go. Okay, so the first ancient gardening technique that I use in my garden is olas. So olas are unglazed terracotta pots that are buried in the ground and the hole at the bottom is plugged. I use like a boat sealant and I plug all the holes up with that. And then you fill them up with water and they are a slow release watering system. So they're really helpful and really beneficial for me personally. I've had a really amazing time with them. They really help to show which areas of your garden, which beds are drying out faster, which beds are nice and shaded and retain moisture in the soil more. So as you can see here, I just have little plates covering them up. You can also use just the bottom saucers of the olas. And then there's some water in here. This one I filled up yesterday and I don't have to do it today because it is still almost completely full. Sorry, there's just bugs in the water. I think they're springtails from my snakes. My snake's enclosure. I took the pieces of charcoal that came with the springtails and just put them in the garden, and so I think some are in here, so that's great. They can help break down some of the organic material. Okay, so I have these all in my raised beds here, but today we are going to put them in the long garden along the fence, so let's go do that. Okay, so let's install this here. So it's super simple, nothing too crazy. This hole's already dug. My fiance dug it for me. Thank you. So we're just gonna take our unglazed ola. I've plugged the bottom here. I will show the putty that I use. This putty is used to like mend boats, so it's waterproof, which is something you need. Yeah, so the hole's plugged, everything else is ready, so we're just gonna pop it in the ground here. And I'm gonna fill in dirt along the edge here, or else the ola won't be able to release the water if there's nothing touching it. So let me grab some dirt. Whew. Okay, so I got some dirt. We're just gonna fill in the edges here. Oh, or inside. Hold on, guys. There we go. Okay, great. So the dirt's around it. It's snug in there. I packed everything down. So let's grab a plate or some kind of covering for the top and some water, and we'll start working. All right, I got my watering can. My skirt stuck. Got my watering can, my plate, and then I have a rock as well. When it rains, this plate is gonna get filled with water, and I like to put a rock in here so that any bugs that get caught in the water can crawl onto this and just either fly away to safety or maybe hop onto the side so they can get out. Yeah, I don't need to be drowning bugs out here. Just an extra step to be mindful for all of the beings in my garden, because it's not just me here. There's a lot of us. Okay, perfect. Nice and full. Nice and dirty water. That is okay. All of this stuff will just stay in here and the water will just disperse. Another reason why I prefer this over just, oh, see, there's a bug there right now. A little shiny beetle. Cute. Oh, he has very curly antennas. Oh, he's drying off. Here, you can go on here, friend. No? Okay, he's just gonna hang out. Another reason why I like these is that you don't lose any of the water that you give to your plants through evaporation. So if it's really hot and you water your garden just with the hose, you're gonna lose like a lot of it. I don't know how much, but a lot of it, just by evaporating. So this is a nice way to have it stay actually in the ground versus just being lost on top. The mulch here also helps keep the soil moist as well. Just kind of acts as another layer, another barrier. So I'm gonna put this plate on, add that rock in, and then that's it. That's how you install an Ola. It's really not tricky, especially if you have someone else digging the holes for you. So yeah, let's go on to the next thing. Okay, so the second ancient gardening technique that I'm using is electroculture. So this is basically using copper wires and some kind of a stick or a branch or whatever. And you are essentially, there is electromagnetic fields in the air, and with these instruments you are helping it to be directed into the soil, and it boosts your plant's growth and production. So I put this one in, I don't know, like a couple weeks ago, and this raspberry bush has pushed out 3 new shoots that are way taller than everything else. It was kind of all like this height before, and it just exploded and pushed out this. And then I just noticed this, but this strawberry down here has these runners pushing out to start new plants. So yeah, I love it. I think it's great. And you have to decide if it's something that works for you. There is not a lot of scientific evidence backing it, and there's not a lot of scientific evidence backing a lot of the more natural herbalistic things that I do. And I believe that is because there is not a really big profit to be made off of electroculture. You know, you can sell copper and sticks and rocks, but it's much more profitable to have people not grow their own food and buy it from other places than to be able to grow your own food and medicine yourself. So that is just that's what I think. But yeah, my fiance and I actually finished a lot of these today. I'll show you this one here. So we've been adding lots of crystals to them because it's fun and cute, and you're basically making little wands. And then we've been making these tiny little ones. They're just like this big for my plants that are in pots. So all you do with these is you just take them, make them, and stick them in the ground. So you can get these pre-made. I've seen some, like I think on Amazon, but we decided to make these ourselves because it's a really fun creative project. It's a fun way to add whimsy to your garden and to your space. And you know, you can do this, you can craft them with intention. So that's amazing. And all you do with them once they're finished is just stick them in the ground and you're done. That's great. You have decorations, you have some whimsy, you have basically little wands, and just watch your garden produce more abundantly than you ever thought it could. Okay, so a couple more things about electroculture. They can also help protect your garden against certain pests. And then it also adds copper into the soil, so that is another important element to have. Sorry, there's just a bird in my garden and I'm interested to see what he's gonna do. The birds have been really helping keep all of the, I'm just holding this like a wand. Well, the birds have been really helping keep all of the caterpillars and inchworms and bugs at a good, steady population. You know, they've been helping me make sure that my plants aren't all destroyed by bugs. So I really appreciate them, and that is why I have water fountains here as well. It helps attract them, as well as bird feeders. Yeah, it's just nice to have a bunch of beings in the garden. Creates a nice habitat for a lot of creatures. That's my goal, and that's what I'm doing. So to use these, again, you literally just stick them in the ground and they're good to go. Let's do this one over here. And that's it. And it's a fun craft art project. And yeah, thank you for being here. Hi. Hello. And hanging out with me in the garden. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.